Adam here with the Walzer Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is compare a couple of Hyundai models. Now behind me I have two Hyundai Konas, so we'll look at the interior, the exterior, and then see which one might just be perfect for you. Okay, so let's start by looking at the SEL. Now this can be either had in the front wheel drive or the all-wheel drive, and this one we have here today is the all-wheel drive model. Now that, in terms of fuel economy, this has a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine with an intelligent variable transmission. So what that means, it's kind of like a CVT where it's in one drive and it's going to be very smooth when you're out on the road. So fuel economy wise, you're going to be looking at about 27 combined with the all-wheel drive model, and if you opt for the front wheel drive, it will get a little bit better fuel economy from there. Now the SEL is still going to come with these really cool LED light bars that wrap around the front and on the back of the vehicle, and 24 is a full redesign for the Hyundai Kona. You've got the cool styling up front. This SEL does come with these alloy wheels, and these are going to be an 18-inch, and they're going to be a little bit different when we're looking at the end line. Now in terms of usability, I think the Hyundai Kona is a great size. It's easy to park, it's easy to swerve in and out of traffic, and merging isn't a problem with the 2-liter, but there also is a turbocharged engine that's going to be found on the end line. Now this one also has those little roof rack rails, so you can put crossbars up above if you need a little bit of extra cargo capacity to throw the mountain bikes or any outdoor activities. Can be made very easy with the Hyundai Kona. Now when you pop the hatch, you are going to have a ton of cargo room back there. For a vehicle of this size, I was pretty surprised just how much room you have. Then you can also fold the seats, which are a 60-40 split rear seat, so you do get a little bit more hauling space that way. But let's hop over to the end line, we'll check out that exterior. Obviously, right away on the end line, you're going to notice a big styling difference. Now this one in the white, you really see the differences with the end line because all of the black trim that runs on the front and onto that black wing on the back, which looks super cool. This has a very aggressive and sporty look. Now this one bumps to the 1.6-liter turbocharged engine, so your overall fuel economy goes from 27 in the 2-liter down to 26 combined with the turbo. So you're not losing a lot, and it is a lot of fun out on the open road. Now from there, this one does keep the H-Track all-wheel drive system, but it does transition to a 8-speed automatic transmission versus kind of that CVT or intelligent variable transmission that's found in the regular Kona. That is going to give you paddle shifters on the wheel, and it's going to give you a little bit more fun and sportiness when you're out on the road. Now beyond that, this one does go to a 19-inch wheel, which is very sporty looking. And again, that black accents that run through the front, onto the mirror caps and onto the roof rails. I think the white looks really good on this model, and it's a very aggressive and sporty vehicle, but it can also be used day to day. It's very easy, just hop in with the keyless entry. So this one actually has the same handle on the side where the regular Kona SEL will just have a button. This has a fully keyless entry, so you just put your hand behind, pop it open, and you're off and running. So if you look at both models, whether it's the SEL or the N line, you will notice the front grille styling is going to be a little bit different. This one does get the LED headlights and taillights as well, but overall, it's just a matter of sportiness, and a lot of that cool stuff is inside. But let's start by looking over at the SEL interior. Okay, so now we're in the SEL all-wheel drive, and keep in mind again, this is the base model, but it does come with the 12.3-inch infotainment screen as well as the digital gauge cluster. It feels very upscale, and it's really cool that it kind of wraps around so you get a very comfortable feel when you're in the driver's seat. So now looking at our digital gauge cluster here, you can control it with the left side of the steering wheel, where you can see your trip computer as well as a few of your safety features. Now this one's going to have things like blind spot monitoring, a road or lane mitigation system, so if you start to sway out of your lane, it will beep and notify you. So there's a lot of good safety built into this vehicle that only improves more as you move up the lineup. Now this one does also have a dual climate control, and we've got some USB-C chargers down here to keep your phone nice and charged up when you're on the go. So one of the big differences for the interior is the SEL still keeps your standard shifter down here. So you've got your drive mode select and a few other things down here, and when you put it into reverse, it will beep, and then it will show you the backup camera, which is crystal clear on here and makes it very easy to see when you're backing into a parking space or into your garage. Now from there, another thing that's really cool is you can just press the button down here for the camera, and that will pull it up at any time. So if you're trying to see around something, or if you come to a stop, you can click that, which makes it also very easy. So how about the interior layout? So this one still does keep the wrapped shift knob and steering wheel in here, and the dash is very easily laid out so you know where everything is. If you have your phone paired, you can click map, or you can use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto once you're plugged in. So it does make convenience and day-to-day living very easy in the SEL. So like I said, with the rear seats, those do fold down, but if you're hauling people around, you do get a decent amount of space back there. So you gotta think 95% of the time, if it's just you in the car, or if you're just hauling one person, or the kids are a little older, I think there's more than enough space to use this vehicle day to day. But let's hop over and check out the differences in the N line. So now that we hop in the N line, we've always got our phones with us, right? So this one does add wireless charging to this model, but you also do keep those USB-Cs down there. One of the other things you notice is the red interior accents. So it runs through the dash, onto these seats. It does feel quite a bit sportier in here, and it's got a big sunroof up above, so it does open it up to help with the darker interior to make it a little bit lighter in here. Now this one has the N-line steering wheel, and then you do notice right away, like I said, without the shifter, this one goes to a drive-by-wire system. So it frees up a ton of space here for the cup holders. So it's got these cool cup holders you can push out of the way if you just need a little bit of storage. And then you can push the button and that flips the cup holders so you can use those. Well, back to that drive-by-wire system, it's pretty simple. You just click it forward for drive, down for reverse, and then just a click for park. Now this one, the camera is pretty much the same, that same standard quality, but you also are going to have that button down here so you can click that, and then on the side of the screen, you can actually make it the full screen, or you can look straight down, which is pretty cool. So what about the seats? The N-line seats add a little bit more bolstering to it, and it's kind of like a suede leatherette mix in here with the red stitching, and they're going to be heated for those Minnesota winters, which is a really nice feature. Now both vehicles do have drive mode select. This one you can go into a sport mode and it kind of kicks the dash around and spins a little bit, or else down into the snow mode, which you can use with the H-Track all-wheel drive. Now this one with the infotainment screen is going to have the built-in navigation. So if you want to use that, you can just click the maps and that's going to pull up your maps here. It's a very easy and convenient system to use, or you can use the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Now, as far as safety is concerned, this one adds the smart cruise control. So it's an adaptive cruise control system paired with that lane departure warning system. So you can set distances to the cars ahead of you and it will keep that distance and make cruising on the highway a breeze, whether you're going to the cabin for a long weekend or just off to work. That's a pretty cool feature that you can easily get used to. Now we're going to have the same space in the back here. You're also going to have USB-Cs in both models for your rear passengers. So if you do have the kids back there, they keep their devices charged up. One other thing that's pretty cool on both models, you actually will have a remote start on the SEL, the Limited, and the N-line models. So you can lock the vehicle and fire it up that way, so it's nice and toasty when you hop in. So overall, what do we think comparing the SEL, the N-line, or maybe even the Limited model? I think the all-wheel drive is a great upgrade for the Minnesota winters, which you don't sacrifice a ton of fuel economy because it is mostly going to be in front-wheel drive to help maximize your fuel economy. I like the interior in here. I like a little bit more sportiness. The paddle shifters are cool. The seats are really comfortable, and the heated seats for me is almost a must-have. But I think if you're looking for day-to-day transportation, I think the SEL is a great option. Great fuel economy, easy to drive, like I said, and easy to park. And then if you just want a little bit more sportiness or a little bit more fun, you can bump up to the turbo model in the N-line, and you want that exterior styling to be a little bit cooler, that's the upgrade there. But I think overall you got to get out, take one or two for a spin and see what you think. So that was just a brief look at the 24 Hyundai Kona. Now if you have any other questions or you want to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by either one of our Hyundai locations. We'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.